Gareth, you've just kicked off at the Big Issues Theatre, first talk of the day, talking clearly about the challenges facing the UK steel sector. Do you feel like really this event has landed at what is a pivotal moment for the UK steel sector?
Well, it's always a pivotal moment for the UK steel sector. We are more often than not in recent times, in the last 10 years, in crisis rather than out of crisis. But I think you're absolutely right that now, we are, if we don't see any improvement and we don't see, government doing the heavy lifting it needs to do with a really robust and successful steel strategy, then I think as a steel sector in the UK, we'll slip further into crisis, finding it either impossible or difficult to come back from that, because there are so many strong winds that are against us here. And I can't see a way out other than a government that fully backs our sector, wants to do the right thing, works with industry, works with trade unions, and delivers that survival first before we get on to something more than that.
Huge number of priorities. I know you're quite keen to get off to the next seminar, which is just about to happen behind us. But in terms of that government effort, where do their efforts need to be focused? I guess it's trade defence and energy costs at the moment, is it?
Yeah, so it's primarily delivering a competitive business landscape for UK producers and downstream companies in our sector, having that competitive business landscape so we can compete firstly in our home market where we only have 30% of UK steel demand. 30% market share is unsustainable. So what does government need to do? What are the things within that? Well, first is energy prices. Electricity prices are still 40% higher here in the UK than they are in Germany or France for steel companies. There's more that government can do on that, really on wholesale prices. And we as UK Steel have given government the complete, fully detailed, worked up solution to address that. So all the government now needs to do is take that solution on wholesale prices, implement it, and by April next year, we could have the same sort of prices as our competitors in France and Germany. But really, I just talked about market share and global steel trade issues and massive overcapacity, massive amounts of steel that's supported by their governments and will continue to do that. So we need a government that says it's trade defences that can really shield us from the worst of the highly subsidised steel that will just land on our shore at the cheapest price. And consumers will buy it. Why wouldn't you? If the steel is cheap, you will buy it. And so therefore, but it's not cheap as in a positive, it's cheap as in it's state supported, it's not fair trade, and what we want to see in the UK is fair trade on steel.
We've got the debate with MEPS coming up a little later today, where you'll be talking with people from other parts of the supply chain who are probably still very much in favour of accessing those imports. Are you expecting that to be quite an interesting debate?
Yes, I think interesting might be an understatement in the sense that we have a very different view. But I'm very keen to explore that view. We don't have a hidden agenda. Everything that we, as UK Steel representing steel producers in the UK, everything we lobby on is backed up by evidence, is backed up by data. We're very open, honest and transparent about why we're calling for something, what the impact of what we're calling for will do and how that will help our sector. But really, as I said, it's across the whole of the supply chain in the UK that we need to see success, because there's no point in us doing well as producers and then not having customers to sell to.
Absolutely. Gareth, thanks for joining us.
Great.
And enjoy the debate later on.
I'll
be there to listen in.
Great, thank you.